your boy, Bams, and today we've reached chapter 12, which is the Zen of Drawing. Now, I don't know about you, but personally, I don't know about this whole Zen thing. I'm not a Buddhist, so what does religion have to do with drawing? Well, to answer that question, let's go ahead and look at what Zen means. Zen. What is Zen? Well, according to D.T. Suzuki, Zen means mind without a mind, or a state of no-mindedness, which means a mind not fixed or occupied by thought or emotion, and thus open to anything. Sounds contradictory, doesn't it? I mean, a mind without a mind? Or a state of no-mindedness? What does that even mean? Well, personally, I think when applied to drawing, it means your mind isn't occupied by thought because your right hemisphere isn't responsible for the verbal way of thinking. That's why when we draw, we only see what's in front of us and put it down on the paper. I think that's what it means to feel Zen in drawing. Another term that comes up in this chapter is Satori, which, according to the book, means as your perceptions unfold, peel away layers of stereotypes that mask reality and keep you from clear seeing, which, in my opinion, is very close to the English word enlightenment, which, from the description of what Satori is in the book, I guess is true. Like, remember how our first drawing were bad because we didn't draw what we see? Rather, the symbolic perception of what we think we're seeing? Yeah, that. Okay, so we've learned the 5 skills of drawing, right? But if you may remember, it was mentioned that there's actually 7 skills of drawing, which we don't really learn from the book, but it is mentioned. So let's talk about them. The 6th skill is drawing from memory. This is it. One of the most illustrious skills of drawing and one of the hardest to obtain because drawing is a visual task. Most artists could only draw what they've already drawn before, even though they've seen the subject in the past, including me. I find that this is because even though you are seeing the subject, you don't really observe it closely. Hence, when you look away, you don't remember what it looks like. That's why when you draw something you've drawn before in the past, you could do it easily because you've already committed the visual information to your brain before. Or, as Miss Edwards puts it, whatever you draw will etch itself into your memory. In the book, it is said that for training yourself in visual memory, the key is to decide to remember. In a sense, to take a visual snapshot of an image you want to retain in memory. This means developing your ability to image, to see something in your mind's eye well enough that later you can look at the image. Then, using the first 5 skills, you draw the image seen in the mind's eye. So, I thought to myself, during this quarantine, who has I paid attention most to their appearance? Or at least, whose face do I remember well? And then, it hit me. None other than the most beautiful, biological, blonde bimbo out there, Tracy Martel. Trixie Mattel. Tax-free motel? Yeah, whatever. She's been accompanying me during this pandemic since the absolute beginning. She's been suffering by using drugstore products. And you know what? Well, she made like at least five videos on using drugstore products and, freaking out about it like the privileged rich woman she is. And all those times she screamed at me like a pterodactyl got me to remember her features very well. Other than the fact that she has a very memorable face. If you don't know her, then basically she's a world famous drag queen with a passion for makeup artistry. Also, she makes pretty good freaking country music. You should totally check it out. And I think she's hilarious, and I stole most of my personality from her, which may or may not be a terrible decision. Now, as you can see here, the eyebrows and the eyeliner isn't symmetrical, just like the real thing. Nah, for real though, I think when I drew it at least, it looked fine. But when I actually stopped recording and actually took the time to look at the drawing, then I realized, oh no, there's actual errors in this one. I didn't realize when I was drawing because at the time the angle was kind of awkward, and I don't want to disturb the camera like I did before with my stupid looking hair and accidentally bump into it or something like that. But I did take the liberty to actually fix it because it was annoying the hell out of me. Look, okay, she has two triangles on her face. The least I could do is make it at least symmetrical. She's already a work in progress. She doesn't need any more things to work on, okay? Here, I'm giving her crooked nose, which, of course, is iconic and we can't miss. The seventh skill is the dialogue. The dialogue, from what is explained in the book, seems to me to be the ability of an artist to imagine what they want to draw in mind and the act of putting it on paper. This back and forth would continue to commence until the piece is finished. If that's too complicated for you, just imagine art as a puzzle. As you go along, you see the picture better and add more and more until it forms a complete image. One way of training the skill is to use the Da Vinci device, which shows surgery on a grape if you search it on YouTube. That's not the device we're looking for though. What we actually want to do is to see images and abstract things, like this coffee stained paper. I started out by making a shape that is like a virus, because Miss Rona be everywhere, and well, it's still kind of there fresh in my memories after all the infographics and stuff. So I was like, why not just do her? And then I added a weird arm because why not? So these virus have an arm, but it's from inside of them or something. It like replaces their tongue. So instead of having tongues, they have arms, and it's muscular because I like muscles. And I move on to the other one. I decided for it to be a dragon for some reason. I don't know why. I made it just the head because he was beheaded or something for sins against the royal court of heaven or whatever. These two, I decided they were holding hands or wrestling or something. I just wanted them to interact. But I kind of made the arms a little bit wonky. I don't know, it feels kind of flat. Something's wrong about it, but I can't really explain what. Well, I never really see someone like make this weird, what do you call it? Those things? From metal? Yeah, like that with hands. No one does it in real life. So I guess I don't really have a visual reference for it. That's why it came out a little bit wonky. In the end, I think I did pretty well. I think I made her face a little too round because I was too scared of making it too defined because I know very well her face is like an egg. And if I don't make it egg, then that's not Tracy Mortel. Other than that, I think I may have made her forehead a little too big too, because I know her forehead is big, and I guess I overdid it. I know her forehead is big because she always draws her eyebrows on her forehead. That's why I strictly remember thinking to myself, yeah, her forehead's big. That's why when she's in drag, forehead looks so tiny because she always covers it with her eyebrows that she drawed on. And so there's that. It's been fun to do these two exercises because I'll be honest, I don't really draw without reference, and I don't really draw on abstract things. So these two experiences has opened my eyes to new possibilities to do as an artist. And yeah, I also had fun. So there's that. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye!